right up front. I'll be throwing money out there later, so you want to be able to catch some money, right? No beads. Beads. We'll throw something. Come on in. I feel it. This is going to be one of those things. Let's leave the door open. Let's leave the... okay, let's close it. Thank you. Good job. Well, good. Come on. Come on back. Coming up front here. We're going to have a meeting, a coffee with the board. So my name is Mark Hooper. Yes, thank you. Oh, that was so good. Thanks for the save, David. Yeah, and I am the president of your board of trustees. Oh, thank you. But we have other board members besides myself. Okay, we have, there you go. Susan Roberts is the vice president. We have Barb Thomas and Amy Jones, who are co-leaders of the Leadership Council trustees. We have Joan Burton, who's our treasurer. We have Lauren Deloche as did I say that right? Oh, yeah. Yeah, Lauren is a co-secretary with Miriam, and Miriam she's coming. So we have these beautiful co-positions, which is a great way to engage more people in our leadership. So at this coffee with the board, we're going to look at our budget, because we have to have a budget to move forward, and we have to have a balanced budget to move forward. It's just the way that is. So we'll look at that in just a second. But a wonderful service today. I'm going to invite my wife up to say a few words about an area where we can participate in an organized fashion.
Good morning. I'm Penny Hooper, and I attended the Justice Ministry meeting on Friday at 11 that we're all invited to, the North Carolina UU Justice Ministry Action Hour. And during that Action Hour, they asked us to sign on. We had a speaker from the Carolina Migrant Network and a policy analyst from ACLU that we're looking at 4 bills that are in the North Carolina House of Legislature right now that are very, very bad bills for immigrants. They're anti-immigration. And the action that we are to take as a congregation is to vote and sign on to a letter that says we stand up for the immigrant community. And this organizational letter, a lot of organizations, a lot of individuals, but mostly organizations, like the League of Women Voters at a state level. I sent a letter to our Carol Year, and she sent it up the line, and the state signed on to it. We would like to offer this up just with a hand vote or a thumbs up to sign on to this for the Unitarian Coastal Fellowship, calling on Governor Stein to veto any anti-immigration bills that reach his desk. Everybody in favor of that? Anybody opposed? Thank you. We'll send it off, and it'll be in the mail by email. Close of day business on May 20th, and what is going to happen that's Tuesday. On Wednesday, they're having an advocacy day. They'll go see their legislators. They'll tell them how many organizations, and particularly how many churches, because this is a moral issue. It is certainly immoral what they're trying to do to immigrants. Thank you.
So, as you know, we have an annual meeting coming up on June 8th. At that time, the business that we will tend to is to adopt a budget, and we will also nominate new officers. And we have a beautiful slate of officers coming up, and there'll be an email sent out to you with a link to vote electronically. Just as members, you are able to vote on that, and we need a quorum to be able to move forward. So we've gone to electronic voting. So thank you for voting. Thank you for looking at. Thank you for looking at this information. In terms of the budget, we will put it up what we have proposed. And as you all know, there's, as you budget, you have money coming in, you have money going out. And the goal of a balanced budget is to make those two things work together. So this will come up in a minute. We can go through there, but I will try to walk through this. Boy, if I had a handheld mic, I'd do much better. So this is, a number of years going back. You can look at our budget. You can see the trends of that type of stuff. But what today we're going to be talking about is the area in yellow, which is our proposed budget. You can look at the previous year budget, which is in column G. The one next to that is kind of how we're doing at this point in time. So. One thing, when we pledge money, we'll get to that in a second, it takes a year for the money all to come in. So sometimes we'll get to that. So anyways, our major expenditures are our professional staff. We have a full-time minister. We have our RE administrator. We have our accompanist. So that solid group of people who have skills. In a second. Yep, we'll get to that.
When does it start?
When does what start? July 1. Okay, so that's why we're going to pass it, and then we'll move into a new year. So those things are solid as they can be. If you need any explanation about what some of those items might be, I'd be happy to do that. But we do, our minister has professional expenses. We have professional expenses for our music director, as well as our RE administrator. And we're bumping up Sarah's money because she's doing more and more, and because we got more and more kids and they're diverse ages. Yeah, beauty of that. So, if we had just like one age kid, it'd be a lot easier, but that doesn't happen. So. But I think we all agree that is a priority for us. It has been, and we are achieving that, and we're going to continue to achieve that. And I want to thank Nicole and that group of all you folks who came yesterday, donated items, donated money back to the church for RE, another $750 that we can do things with. And that model of, having a fundraiser is a model. We do that with our church auction. We garnered $4,000 for that. But most of our income is coming from pledges, to where people say, we have a pledge drive, you're presented like a visionary type budget, what can you give us in the coming year? What can you pledge to help this church just to move and be what we are? So one thing that we had to do to work on a balanced budget is we had to eliminate the position of office assistant. And our Samantha had been here. She resigned voluntarily, and in some ways that's good for us, because that's a pretty big number. That's close to $7,000 right here, office assistant, and it was a place we had to cut. And we'll get to some more cuts in a minute. So what does the office assistant do, you might ask, because we have just cut this position. That person prints the order of service, that piece of paper that we so value every Sunday morning. We have communication efforts between the WAVE, which is weekly, and the Coastline, which is monthly. At this point in time, Sarah has taken on the job of printing our order of service and organizing the WAVE, but those things take time. It's about an hour and a half a week do the order of service, 3 to 4 hours a week to do the wave. The coastline was on hold right now because we are changing our communication scheme. This is what we can do. We can take the communications under Kari's leadership, see exactly what we're doing, how can we make it better, what's the most effective way to communicate, what are we trying to communicate, who are we communicating with? Is it just ourselves or it's the outside community? How do you get new people in your church? You can fly a flag, right? Perfect. Beautiful. That's why we do that, because that shows our values. But there's also social media stuff where we can fly that flag as well. We've got a great story. We just have to tell the story in very creative ways, beautiful ways. And Sunday service, as a witness today, is so solid. This little guy over here and the one, it just it's the glue that holds us together. There's no dead spot. There's no what should we do? It's beautiful. So if you have any questions about this area, I will take them now or I'll move ahead. Yes, Ms. Karen.
Looking back, I see that minister benefits used to be 18,705 and now they're going to be 37,1. And I wonder what is all included that made it increase so much?
That's a great question. We hire a professional minister. That minister has gone through training, which is expensive. It would be similar to between a master's and a PhD in that level. And what UUA does is they say this professional person is going to be treated as a professional. We provide health insurance, dental insurance, maybe long-term care insurance. We also are making a contribution towards the retirement. And these things just cost money. If you've tried to go buy insurance on your own, it's expensive. One reason there is a little bit more expensive because our wonderful minister is just a little bit older than a 35-year-old. and you know what? The insurance game, yes, the insurance game knows that the older you get, the chances are you're going to have to click in, and they're not going to lose money. They're not going to lose money. So that's where that money is. We have included a cost of living raise between the coming year and this past year. Does that help answer your question?
And the UUA went up, right? In terms of their, what they expect out of us to pay them.
Yeah, we had been there. We had a bump here back between D and E when Reverend Mike was here. That was on the suggestion of the UUA that we increased that level. Hang on one second. I'm going to move this mic to so people can hear the.
Roger that. I agree with your question, Karen. I had that too when I first saw it, but I think health care has really risen significantly lately. I wanted to bring to everyone's attention that in eliminating the office assistant position, that is a significant amount of work. When I agreed to head up a communications team, it was with the belief that I would have the assistance of an office assistant. And also, we've asked Sarah to step in, and that is a significant amount of time on top of her existing responsibilities. So I just wanted everyone to be aware of that, what we're asking of Sarah is to do the work of an additional position that has a good amount of heavy lifting to create the wave and the order of service. If it's possible that we can come up with extra money, maybe, mid-year or something to reconsider your decision to eliminate that, then that would be greatly appreciated.
I can volunteer some hours office duties.
Okay. Well, that was going to be my next pitch, that, but first of all, let me say that Sarah is stepping out of this role as well. When she's got a couple more months, which would be perfect time to help train someone, but then she's going to go do her real job, which her third or fourth real job is to take care of our children and plan for an RE program, which is getting more and more complex because we have different ages. But hold that thought. Thank you. I would thank you $1 million right now, which will help immensely with the money. But, and my little pet peeve, I'll just say right now, do we really need a printed order of service? Do we really need that piece of paper? I don't know. Some people say, yes, I have to have it. Some people say, no, I don't even look at it. Like you come to the door and you look at order of service like, no, I'm not going to go home. I don't like that song. That doesn't happen, right? That doesn't happen. You're here. Trust us. Trust us. It's going to be good. And you'll keep up. If people stand up, stand up. It's not that hard. Absolutely. And this is the beauty of all this conversation, is that we have, it's like, I told my board about the Chinese idiom, which is the same for crisis and opportunity. They write it, if we have a crisis, it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity for you to do this little job, and we all benefit from that. But let's not lock into like, oh, we've got to do things the same way, because we're not doing them the same way. It's changing constantly. The service is changing, and that's the beauty of it all. So, one more question about this part.
Is there something I'm missing here? Because the building's insured, right? Why isn't that shown here?
We're going there now.
Oh, okay.
This was the major part of our budget is staffing. So if everyone is happy here, I'm going to move to another, I'll move somewhere, Barb. Okay. So this is actually the bottom line, which is a cool place to work too. So if you look here, no, it's fine. Let's work here for a second. Because this is talking about income. Okay, we're good? We're good. No, I'm going to stay here for a second. I've got to the bottom line, and that is, where does our money come from? It does not come from anybody but us. The UUA does not give us money to keep this church going. That's just a fact. So what we do, we pledge. If we look right over here, right here, $146,000 is what we've pledged. It's a tremendous amount of money. And let's see what we're doing here. Okay. So the budget as we have right now, 182,000. We have us go. Can we go up a little bit? This is what we pledge. Up, down. There's more down here. Okay. There's more down here. That's all right. I got it. So we do have, we have other sources.
Your mic is out. Your mic is not working.
Oh, goodness gracious. This is a total no. Speaking. Okay, I'll go over here. Work with me. So, we do have some other source of income. We have the auction.
Test.
There. Okay. Thank you. So we have some money that we roll over some years. If we haven't spent all our money, we're still working on that. We don't really know about that number. We have some money squirreled away in a banking account. If we have to, we can grab some of that. We usually figure $9,000. So, share the plate, yeah, that's the big one. Okay, so when we share the plate, we do that Sunday offering. That money is split between the nonprofit and ourselves, and that amounts to about $8,000 a year, which is tremendous. After it's split. It's beautiful. And one thing we don't really capture here is the fact that we are donating $8,000 back into the community. But we also get $8,000 there for us. So in terms of other income, that's kind of it right there. We have a B&B program. We don't use too much, but you could offer your home. There's other little pieces of income. So if we could just roll down, I guess. Well, we can't. Yeah, let's roll up. Come on, let's go up. Up. Okay. And where are we now? Yeah, let's keep going. Keep going up.
Go to number 12.
Okay, we got it. Here we go. So one thing that we, in terms of expenses, the UUA, which we are a member of the UUA, would like us to pay $8,000 a year or $9,000 to the UUA. And we have found that that's a lot, that's a big stretch for us. So we've been paying anywhere from $4,500, $6,000, and we're proposing to pay $3,000. What do they do for us? Okay. That's great. No, we're gonna publicize the, say that again?
Oh, you want to, what's the UUA do for us? We're paying their salaries, what are they doing for us?
Okay. Reverend Leslie, I'll let you answer that question. We could as well, but.
Yeah, the UUA does tremendous work for all of the congregations. You would not have a minister without the UUA. I go through programming that they have set up, that they have figured out is the best way to make the safest ministers. The trainings that many of us take in here are put together, and I think it's $30 to take a training or something like that. And these are, they put into the training the values we want to see in this world that I talked about, right? So there is no oppression in the trainings, and that's huge, because if you are of an oppressed class and you take any other training in this world, you're going to feel pain. The UUA has a website, it has a media program, it has a justice committee, it has all kinds of stuff that keeps Unitarian Universalists connected to each other and moving where we want to go together. It's hugely important work. I understand that it's a lot of money to ask for $9,000 from a congregation that's cutting the admin and, it's a lot of money. We can reduce what we pay, but I think as this congregation being Unitarian Universalist means we are connected to the larger faith.
Well stated. And we use the resources, the Soul Matters program, which we pay for, and that's what we're using for our thoughtful gatherings. Some of the work that we're doing here in terms of sermons and stuff. Search process, yes. Hang on, just not do all that, because Zoomers. I have questions.
And I will also add that UU Justice the Service Committee, after Hurricane Florence, graciously gave us $50,000 for Carteret County to rebuild and recover. And then when COVID hit, they gave us another $5,000 to help folks that were still displaced from their home. So they've been there.
Yep.
Well, my experience is that the UUA does request a certain amount year after year, but often does not get nearly that much. Unfortunately.
Mike's off again. Mike is working.
Okay, no, it's not working. But, so we can do this. So that's one place we've cut. We're very minimal. I mean, we've got, we have insurance, we have custodial services. This is stuff. We have maintenance of $1,000. Last year we had it cost us $5,500 because the AC go out. You know, this is a new building. We're in good shape in that respect, but stuff happens, and we have to be prepared for that. Capital improvement, you know, nothing. We talked about an AED. We cut that out at this stage. So what we have tried to do is cut as much as we could, and we're still short in our budget fall. The other thing we have done is we've cut some of the committees. Could we go to that? We go. They're busy now, but so you can have an aspirational budget, they say, to where put all the, just I want to spend $10,000 doing this and $10,000 doing that, and you know, and if the money comes in, then you can do those things. But if the money doesn't come in, then we have to cut those things back. But still, we are. Here's some of the other expenses that, you know, child care. We hire a person in the nursery. We can also, and we also rely on another congregate to be in that nursery as well. That's another way we can save money is, you know, volunteer to be in the nursery. You have to take training to do that, which is like an hour and a half or so. You have to get a background check, which is good, but that's what we do to keep our kids safe. So I guess we're going to have to do a little bit more for ourselves as well. But we love to support Emily, who works with our kids constantly. The kids know her; it's perfect. But we also need another person there at all times, anyways. We have to have two in the nursery. We might have to have more help in RE as well if we get two or three classes going. So, but it's that whole opportunity situation of if you haven't spent time with these young kids, you need to. They're fascinating. Sometimes they're a little busy and running around like crazy little people, but you got to love that, right? So don't be afraid to volunteer and help out with the kids as well. So, you know, some stuff like IT website, we've got to have a pretty high class, you know, affair to be able to zoom stuff out, a lot of information. Leadership training, we usually budgeted $700 and we've cut that. If you want to be a leader of this church, we will find the money to help you do that. But there's ways to ease into these things as well. Be on a committee, head up of a committee, be on the board, be a co-person on the board. There's good leadership training there. You don't start from zero. Leaders are leaders. And it's a thing in your brain that says, I'd like to lead. You can refine that by getting some further training, and we'll work on that. But we're just cutting these things at this time. We haven't cut fundraising because we need that, but things like membership, you know, we used to be up here $600, we're down to $150. This, when we had more money, we had, that's just the way it is. So let's roll some which way or another. Let's go this way. Okay, did we get to worship committee, the budget for the worship committee? Okay. And so the worship is a big part of this church, right? And what happens is that we have our minister for 35 Sundays a year. That's in that range. And what we have done in the past is we've had what we call, we had help in the pulpit. We had some Reverend Gail and David, I think it was, 2 Sundays in a row, spoke to us with a beautiful message, but that is getting expensive. We're paying travel for them to come from Kitty Hawk, and we're around $400 a Sunday. We are going to have to pick that up ourselves. There is a wealth of material online. There are Google 10-minute sermons. You know, it doesn't even have to be Unitarian, but we'll find something. The rest of the service, the opening words, the music, what we say and we do, that's our ritual. And then we plug in a unique message. That's the sermon. We're going to have to do that ourselves. And some of this, the sabbatical expenses, $250 it was. What that is for pulpit services when our minister would go on sabbatical for 6 months, potentially 4 years from now. But we're going to have to pick that up. But again, is it a crisis or an opportunity? Well, we need people with great voices. I don't think we can do a recorded sermon and have it picked up perfectly on Zoom. It would be nice if we could. But if you got a great speaking voice, you can read here, and you don't even have to do the eye contact thing too much. Just clearly, that'd be nice, but we could get a teleprompter. I don't know. But just speak clearly. So it's on us. So right now we are about $8,000 short. The other part of the equation is not everybody has pledged who is a member of this church. We've asked to do it. We've asked again to do it. And we've asked again to do it. And I understand. It is a tough time out there. Okay, I'm retired, but I still work. But my income is not, it's fixed, but then it can go up because I can catch some crabs or something, But if you're a young working person with kids in school, God bless you. I mean, it's not easy. And so we appreciate that. And we need you. We need you and we need your kids. And if you don't have any money, we need that. We need all that. And some people say, well, I'll just put some money in the plate. Well, we can't budget with that. We can't budget with money from the plate. It works out. We get some cash. But if we have a pledge, then we can plan. We get $8,000 a year, just from the plate, and absolutely, and that's good. That's great. The $8,000 is very good for us, but we can't count on it, so to speak. So the bottom line for us is to say, pledge if you haven't. It's never too late. It's never too small. It's just helpful for us. Until that time, we have a budget to pass, and I don't know where else to cut money right now. I think I can see when we had I think we can take the money off from the sabbatical money, which is pulpit services. I think we can do that. Everything else we've cut about as bare as we can. If we had a pretty nice chunk for social action, and they looked at what they spent last year. They put some money back into the coffers. I feel we're going to get a little money out of the rollover. I just feel we are. I don't know what it is yet. I mean, that's asking our treasurer and finance people to just not only do an auction and then a budget, and then to figure out what's been spent. And the year's not over yet, so we don't know those things. But basically, we're trying to go as bare bones as we possibly can. But that's good. What we've got is a beautiful facility and beautiful people working here, bringing our service to us. It's all good. And I've said that so many times in my life, because that's where the first job I had, I worked on a shrimp boat. And we could be in the middle of a gale, and the captain said, it's all good, boys, it's all good. And it's just, well, it better be, because you got no other option out there in the middle of the ocean. It better be good, or you've got some issues to work on. But there's a sign in my house that says it's all good. So all I can do, I'm sorry, what is it, Penny? Okay, we have pledge forms. Thank you very much. Pick one up on your way out. So what's going to happen is we are going to finalize the budget very quickly because I'm leaving Monday. I'm going to go away. And I guess the board needs to meet really quickly and cut another $8,000. And what'll happen, if we get some rollover, then we can add back in. And we can make that wonderful decision about where we want that to go. And that's good. That's good stewardship right there. I mean, maybe we'll have the money. If we cut enough now to balance the budget, then when we have to get some rollover money, if we get a few new pledges, then we can go ahead and we can add some stuff back in. Or maybe add it in a different level. Okay? But until that time, any other questions? Any other questions? How are you all feeling? I'm not seeing as many smiles as I would like out there. And maybe I keep saying that, but we're going to do it this way.
So this is the budget that we will see at the annual meeting, this exact budget. Okay, just wanted to clarify that. And pledges come in, they'll be added in, but it'll be just a nice thing. It won't be what we vote on at the meeting.
No. As I understand the situation, and we have a wealth of presidents and former presidents here, is that we have to, yep, Lauren? Pardon me?
I think we vote on a balanced budget at the end.
Okay,
I'm not positive. We have to make a balanced budget.
okay. Okay, well, we are going to cut another $10,000.
Before June, before the annual meeting, that's time.
Yeah, we do have time. Yes.
That's the contingency fund.
No, honey, this right here.
Yeah, aren't you counting on that to come out of the contingency fund?
We already added that. Yeah. Okay. When we started this budget process, we were $50,000 short. Where do we want to be?
You don't have anything
It's going to be, go up or down or someplace. Yeah, I think.
There's a contingency fund in the middle.
Yeah.
That's how much we're
Yeah,
putting in.
go this way, go this way.
Which way?
Make the words go up.
Number 4.
Number,
Go
yeah.
up to 430.
Other way.
Other way.
No, I want to go this way, go.
Pull the ceiling fan.
Yeah, just hang on. Keep going. Right there, right there. See that bad boy? That 9,000, that's contingency. Okay, that's our savings account, right, David? Yes. That's in there already.
The only thing that's not in there is a possible rollover.
Right. And if you look at these numbers here, rollover from current fiscal year, 5,000, 4,500, 11,000, that type of stuff, that's because it's money we budgeted but did not spend, which is cool. We're hoping to get some of that back. Just the very fact that we haven't had an office manager for 2 months means that we have that money. Yes. And we had money back from social action.
Thank you. Do we know what percentage of members have pledged? Because if there's an opportunity next week to do maybe an email blast to prompt everyone to get your pledges in this week, maybe we could raise some more.
That would be the ideal situation. I think a little over 50% of the members have pledged, or pledging units have pledged. People who have pledged more than last year.
Instead of just doing an email, what if we did a text message blast with a automatic payment link? Is that possible?
A pledge, you don't have to pay a penny to pledge. Because the beauty of the pledge is, Yeah.
Last year we had our cute thermometer.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that was a reminder for everyone
Yeah.
to, motivate
Yeah.
them to get
Yeah.
reach our goal.
Yes.
And we didn't have that this year.
Yeah.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Maybe so. We have asked for more money, because expenses are up. So, one good thing that I see is that, we have leveled our budget. I mean, maybe we've cut some things we shouldn't have, but we needed to, but we did reduce it. So, yeah, David, let me put you on the speaker thing.
We did send out an email a week or maybe 10 days ago to all of the members and friends who had not pledged, reminding them to pledge. And we've got a small number of folks who have historically pledged and haven't, and we're going to be making some personal contacts with them.
Thank you. Thank you. Any other questions? Any other comments? Harvest Host. If you want to park your RV out in our parking lot, you're welcome to if you pay us some money. Isn't that cool? And Charge Point is the same. We're up to, $800 for the charging system that we have. And we'll see how that goes. Any little thing. We've talked about renting out this church for a wedding, and then realize that we have so many rules about that, like don't touch the piano, don't touch the sound system, don't bring alcohol. I said, well, we could do this, but it's going to take people to go ahead and volunteer to come to the wedding and make sure no one touches anything or helps them. I don't know. Maybe that's not a good wedding to go to. I don't really know. But these are things, it would be nice. Yes.
I think that we need to stress, especially to younger families that don't have huge amounts of discretionary cash, that we're like NPR. We will take $5 a month. We will take $10 a month. People might even be intimidated by this budget, if you've got all these other expenses. And I don't hear, I've heard you guys say that, but I think people need to know whatever they can contribute is good enough.
Yeah, I just want people to know that I've already pledged. I'm just increasing it, okay?
Well, thank you. It's all good. It's going to happen. We're going to make it, and we're going to do some new things, and we're going to have some new opportunities to do some things, and I'm excited about that. So, one more question.
I probably missed it. I was absent here for a few minutes. What is the total that we're short right now?
We're about $9,000 short at this point in time. One more question.
This is not a question, it's a comment on the decrease in social justice budget, if it's okay if I can comment on that, Barb. The situation with that is that because we're giving half of the plate for 12 different times, those are the kind of organizations that we had budgeted from social justice to give 100 or 200 or 300 a year. And the cut didn't really hurt our outreach on social justice at all, because we're doing these 12 monthly things. I mean, it's amazing what we're contributing, so don't worry about that one.
Good. And the other thing that we're doing is we have human capital and we have capital. And are any of you out in the community doing anything for social justice on a daily basis? Basically, on a daily basis. Do we have a little box of food out here on a daily basis? Yes. And do you contribute there? Yes, you do. So sometimes we forget the other things we've done. How much, well, you tell me at the end of the year how much food you have collected. I mean, at some point in time. It's amazing. There's a pantry. It's got stuff in it. It's good stuff, too. So any other questions? I will just say thank you. Thank you so much for what you have. And it's our job to be good stewards of this money, and we will be. And just, if we need a little help doing a little something, and you say yes, thank you. And for the people who are going to run for the board and be part of the leadership, I say we have a great board coming, almost as good as the current board, not quite, which was a great one, except for the one before that. They're all good. They're all beautiful experiences. And if you want to be part of the leadership down the road, you can join, you can be a co-person, and you can learn that way. So at this point in time, I'm going to say thank you, and I'll see you at the picnic.
Hey, we need to thank you.
Okay. I'm pretty, yeah, we'll have a big old love fest. But great, thank you. You good?